Hi, my name is Dylan. I'm going to try to share a few tips and tricks for playing games like Meg in Tabletop Simulator. This one I'm going to cover moving and wheeling units and some of these little settings for the interface. So I've got some Thracians here. Select all of my Thracians and we're moving them around, sliding them around. They're nice and low to the table. I think this makes it easier to line bases up with each other because they are, when we pick them up, right, holding down the left mouse button, just barely coming up off of the table. This is due to the lift setting up here, lift height. If we move this all the way up, when we pick up an object, right, it is way up above the table. The shadow shows you pretty much where you're going to put it down, but for me, I find it a lot easier to set this down as low as I can make it. Right, so that's one thing that helps me. The other is the rotation here. So this, I think by default, it's set to 30, right? Or maybe even another higher number. We want this set, at least in my opinion, to 15. This is the like the steps by which we rotate things, right? So let's select the Thracians again. If we right click and go to rotate, I'm going to say, well, left, which is our Q key. You probably want to learn these keyboard shortcuts for the rotating, right? So Q and E are our buttons for rotate here. So I'm going to rotate left, rotate right. They're rotating, but you see we're rotating every base on its own axis, which is not what we want, right? So let's select everybody. Our problem was we weren't picking them up. So we've got everybody selected, and now we're going to pick them up, and we're hitting our Q and E keys, and we're rotating them in increments of 15 degrees. Unfortunately, it doesn't go any lower than 15 degrees, so your rotating can only be so precise, right? Also note that we're rotating on the axis more or less of where my mouse pointer is located, right? When we're making a wheel in a game like Meg, what we really want is to rotate from the corner, right? So again, with them selected, I'm putting my mouse at the corner, holding that down, and hitting our E key, and now we're rotating on the corner the way we'd want to for a wheel. So we're going to make a move, right? We get our handy dandy measuring sticks here, just like we would on our table at home, right? And we're to do a wheel. Oops, right key here. So hitting the E key, and there we are. We're wheeling. It's a little off. One thing with Tabletop Simulator, it's not going to be precise to the millimeter. So you do have to accept that, right? Take a deep breath and live with a little imprecision, but it's something you can work with, I think. But anyway, I hope that was helpful. Thank you for your time, and we'll try another video on setting up armies and importing troops from other mods like that next. Thanks.